everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Mother-in-Law Suite. Today, I am joined by another good homie, the dude, the man, the boy, the guy, Josh. How you doing, Josh? How's it hanging?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me
Yeah,
here.
how's it hanging?
It's hanging pretty well.
It's hanging pretty well.
Yeah.
A little to the left, no?
A little to the right.
Whoa! Oh, dang. Yeah, no. So I've referenced a few times on the podcast so far in the past. I play a little game called Star Citizen, right? And I don't go on these endeavors by myself, you know. I usually have a co-pilot or an ace to back me up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta have the guys back you up.
Yeah. So Josh here is the homie that got me really into the Citizen of the Stars, taking my wings to space, you know, setting my course. You know, so we got some stories, we got some times, but we probably gonna touch base on a few things like, you know, the patches coming up, 3.17.
Oh yeah,
just different stuff we're excited for in the game. It's a very fun little space sim, but yeah, no.
most people think is a scam.
Yeah. They say it's not. They say it's like the game isn't released or anything, but you know, like how many games are in early access right now?
Yeah.
Like every game that I play. I mean, you know, I think I think it's a good game for what it is. I mean, hey, you can make it almost any ship that you can buy on the market, you can buy in game.
Yeah, just with a little bit of grinding.
Yeah, with a little bit of grinding. And the people complain about grinding, go play Destiny 2 right after or something, bro. That or like KOTOR or something. Nah,
Yeah.
bro, get away from me.
Get away from me.
Yeah, I want you in my stars anyways. But yeah, no. I fly the 400i for anybody that might know it. I don't know. Many people might not listen to that listen to this might not know what Star Citizen is. They've heard my take on it. Go ahead and give them what's your rough draft if you had to pitch Star Citizen.
Oh goodness. So Star Citizen is this it's based within one star system right now. It's got a few different planets. You basically just take your ship. You can do different things with it. Like you can be a pirate. You can go do cargo runs, bounty hunter, mercenary, investigation. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. And there's a whole like fleshed out, economy system.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's a great game to play with friends. It's a little buggy, but anything is in early access, and especially something that's like this technologically advanced of a game. But what's cool is because it's such a pretty game.
Oh yeah.
And because it's such it focuses on complete immersion and like physics and whatnot. It makes for getting into when you get into situations in the game, it sometimes turns out like a movie.
Surrealist. It's very cinematic. Everything that you do, like it's really fun. It like because we'll have moments like Josh has a ship. It's called the Constellation Andromeda, and in the back of the ship, the very back, there's a hangar bay that has cargo, like a cargo space that can drop down. You can load it with cargo, and then above that, there's like missile bays, right?
Right.
And then if you walk further towards the back, there's like a small room with like lockers and stuff. And then if you walk through that room, there's this little teeny tiny, like I'd say like 10 by 10 foot. Like,
yeah, it's like really
it's a really
tiny.
small little room, but you see this little canopy in the ground, and it has this like little snub fighter. So we'll be in combat doing like bounty missions or something, you know, or flying around like we're Boba Fett himself. And then next thing you know, we'll be getting hammered from both sides by like a javelin and an eclipse, or a javelin and an arrow or something, you know. And I can't keep up on the turret, and he can't keep up with the maneuverability because they might have shot out one of the engines or something, right?
Right.
So I'll sit there and I'll come down from the turret, running through this ship. There's sparks flying, sirens ringing, red lights flashing. I'm running to the back trying to get to this snub fighter. I can de-dock or undock from the Andromeda in the middle of a fight, in this snub fighter and then fly around and help him out. So it's like really sick to see your perspective actually change from like being in this top mounted turret on the top of this like starfighter and then like drop down and like be in this ship that's like skirting around. You'll be trying to run to the back and you'll like trip and fall because you got hit with the missile. You're
Yeah.
like get back up, like you lose like 3% of your health because you hit your head on a railing or something.
Get tossed
Like
over the railing into the cargo hold because you get shot on your blind side. Yeah, it's it's a scary it's a scary scenario when you get stuck in that, and it's there's this one time and I wanted to try out the flight capabilities of that little snub fighter, and I decided to take on this one mission. I came into the sector and I'm about a few kilometers out, and I think I'm just gonna hop out of the pilot seat of my perfectly fine Constellation Andromeda and hop into this tiny little snub fighter to go take it out. And that was a horrible decision
yeah.
because this thing was purely made to as a support role. And I remember undocking, going to the mission, seeing a couple of the enemies, engaging in them, realizing that my firepower was not enough to do anything whatsoever. So
Dang.
I'm just circling around this guy. They're shooting me. They took out one of my wings and whatnot. I'm down on power and everything, and I'm like, all right, I'm about to be screwed. I need to get back to the ship. So I pop a Yui, full throttle back to the Andromeda, only to see not one, not two, not three, but at least like 4 or 5 different enemy markers, and they're all
Laying into your ship.
yeah, they're laying into my ship.
Shooting at the ship.
So I've got 3 dudes that are
Oh,
pissed off at me behind me, hauling butt after me. They can't catch me for the time being. I've got 4 guys laying into my ship, and I'm having to figure out because I haven't done this before. I'm having to figure out how to dock and whatnot, and I forgot how to request docking from my own
dang.
ship, and so I'm getting torn to pieces as all this is happening. So I just thrust fully up and tuck myself in the little crevice that's like or the little like hidey hole that's in my ship just so I wouldn't get battered by anything. And I just see the shields are going crazy. I see sparks pinging off of the hull of the ship, and um, I finally get in. It sucks the ship up. It docks it into place. The canopy opens. All the lights shut off in the main ship. It goes from a nice yellow. All the lights shut off, flashing red. You just hear whoop whoop. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you just hear everything. You were hearing hull or shields getting battered,
Yeah.
but now you hear the hull getting hit, and it was like it was such a surreal experience because you're not getting hit in the snub fighter when you were tucked under the main ship,
Yeah,
but
and the
like
shields, yeah.
everything was shaking and whatnot. Everything was going crazy because everything around you was going nuts, and that's one thing I've never experienced in a game was a situation like that. Something that gives you that kind of feeling
Oh
like
yeah.
um I mean I eventually ended up running to the front of the ship, hopping in, and then taking off because it's a tanky vessel.
Yeah.
But I was tore up. There was nothing really left of it. I had to go and repair it. But
There
I
were
think oh sorry
no, there's very few games that I've found that can give like that kind of same cinematic or surreal like experience or like kind of anything relatable at least. It's like I've mentioned it before, but I play like a bunch of like milsims and stuff like that.
yeah
Postscriptum, Hell Let Loose, and like Squad and everything. But I was
squad.
yeah, I was running a tank squad the other day in Postscriptum, and like, bro, I think it was actually Hell Let Loose in this one. Um, you get in some of these tanks, man, and you'll be in like a long range engagement with another tank, and if you're both a medium tank and you're front facing each other, it takes about like 17 shots to get rid of that front armor. So you're sitting in this thing, like just staring at this guy, like probably a mile away, launching this like 1 foot like long like husk of lead flying at this guy at supersonic speeds, and then he's launching one straight back, and it like hits your tank, and everything shakes, and then you're like sitting there like, all right, is this next one gonna kill us? And you just can't move because you got to launch one right back at them.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
just like pew pew. Like, have you ever played that game like Tanks or whatever? Like it was like almost like worms or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. With the it was
It's
turn
yeah,
based.
exactly like
Yeah,
that. It's crazy, bro. I love that stuff. But the
that's
other
so
like
funny.
everything it can be cinematic in that game. Like the other day I was learning a cargo runner, a trading run. So to make there's like multiple ways to make money in the game. Before I go into the details about the run and stuff, there's bounty hunting work, which is usually against like you can claim bounties against NPCs, which are just like um they're placed on them by like different system like planetary systems, their security. So like Hurston security, Crusader security, Microtech security, everything like that. They can place bounties on people or NPCs, and then you have to go and claim them, or you can place bounties on players. And usually, if there's a bounty on a player, it's because they have a crime stat because they were doing like mercenary work, or they were just pirates and killing people, stealing their cargo and stuff.
Right.
Um, there's multiple ways to make money, and it's kind of up to you to how to do it. But like I mean, there's mining as well, and so on and so forth. But the trading system I think is pretty neat because like if you let's say like you land on Yella, which has a surplus of Laranite, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Hurston doesn't have Laranite. So if you land on Yella, or not Yella, I think it's Yella. No, Yella's Grimhex, right?
Yella is Yella
Yeah.
is where Grimhex is located.
What is the moon around Hurston? There's a moon.
Uh,
I think it starts with an L.
Lyria?
Lyria. Yes, Lyria. Lyria has a surplus of Laranite.
We're just getting
Dang. Yeah, sorry. Lyria has a surplus of Laranite, and Hurston, the planet that the moon is circling around, doesn't have any Laranite. So what you can do is if you land on the HDMSs, which are the mining outposts on Lyria, you buy all the Laranite and you run it back, you can make about 12k per run.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not bad.
it's not bad, no. But if you have a big cargo ship, you can also pick up titanium, which you can sell, and that will kind of flesh out a little bit more too. Because you could probably make instead of a 12k run, you could probably do like a 30k profit.
Right.
You know, because it's pretty limited on the Laranite, but that's the thing. There's like different ways that you can do it. I know there's some dude that like runs microtech trading, and he'll like go from one of the moons on there that has like a massive surplus of gold, and you can buy all the gold with like you it takes self investment, so you have to have some money to purchase the goods and then sell it.
Right.
But if you buy all the gold, you go to Microtech, you sell it at the location, you can just run back and get it more because you don't have to worry about it depleting. Because what's crazy about it is it kind of works like an actual system. Like it's not always in stock. Other players will deplete this for you. Like
Oh yeah.
it's not like signified to you only. Like this isn't your store. This is like the player's store.
Oh yeah. And if you I don't know if you've taken a look, but they I watched some tech breakdown of one of the developers that were talking about some kind of economy system where they're gonna have more kind of like AI civilians that are also in the universe that kind of do all these different
So
jobs.
they run the trading. They're gonna run the trading too and everything. Or
Right,
like
they're gonna run trading too, and
that'd be really
the
cool because you don't really see like civilian ships very often.
exactly.
Other than like the security or like what is it
Yeah, Nine Tails Security or some kind of like
what's the like military.
oh, the
Yeah,
UEE
UE. Yeah.
yeah, Navy. Um, but no, it's crazy because like you look and it's they're creating some kind of like artificial intelligence to, and I say artificial intelligence loosely, to orchestrate the the trading and the economy within the system. And they would show kind of like a graph of all of the different places where you can buy things and the traffic between them. They did a simulation, not with real ships, but just with kind of, simulated points of like an entity going from here to here, buying and selling, and how it changes the whole, the whole economy. And it is incredible to see
Yeah.
how they have they still have to apply it within the game,
But
but
it has to make
fundamentally,
sense as well. So
right.
what you're saying is these aren't just going to be Ghost NPCs. They're like their purchases, their trading, everything's going to matter to you as well.
Yeah, literally everything is going to matter. And everything's going to be
Dang.
yeah, it's really interesting, and it's cool to see. I'd
Because
love to
that's
see how it
it's really cool
works.
to see like implications of like just like creating that I don't know what to call it. I guess Westworld effect of having them like program and do the same thing. Like,
Oh
they have
yeah.
different variations. They can go from like I was saying, maybe Laria to like Hurston or Microtech or Yella to Crusader,
Well,
or things like that. Like, but having them do that is one thing, but having them do that and it affect things like actually take or dwindle the stock down on that planet and take it, that means pirating might be an answer sometimes too,
yeah.
where other things wouldn't be. So like let's say if like one of the Bane trades, let's say like next patch they put that in, right? But in the Laranite run that I've been doing, let's say an NPC's doing that. So now every time I want to go get the Laranite, the NPCs have it. So
Right.
now the Laranite cargo is still a thing in the game, but I can't run it because they're always out of stock unless I beat the guy there. You
Yeah,
know?
and
So so
that's
so
exactly it.
so it's gonna add like a different level to like pirating and stuff. That sounds really sick because
Yeah.
pirating's like, no, I don't want to say it's irrelevant, but it's like usually like threats, like a lot of like threats, like hey, give me money or I won't blow you up kind of thing.
Yeah.
So actually being able to like capitalize and knowing like that there's going to be someone running this in your server, like even an NPC or not, I think that's really cool because I mean it's I mean there's enough missions in the game, like I said, there's enough ways to make money, but like some of the ways can be super tedious and not a very big payout sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll be like jumping through like flaming hoops and stuff and you'll get like $5 and you're like,
Yeah.
bro, come on. But I mean there's I mean enough fun variations for me to stay interested. I mean they and one of the more recent patches they added this cave mission where you have to go and kill this bounty that's doing some illegal mining on a moon around Crusader. I think Daymar, and
Yeah, Doimar.
you go inside the cave and he's at the bottom, but like you have to fight your way through this cave. Like sure it's a spaceship sim, right? But
Hmm.
like they have guns, like first person shooter guns, really cool first person mechanics as well with the way they move and like gravity in game or the gravity on different planets change and it matters.
Yeah.
So you'll be like peeking around these corners with they have like a peeking effect like in Tarkov and like Rainbow Six and stuff, but it, there's enough variety, but it sometimes it feels a bit hollow trying to do the same thing. I mean,
Yeah, it can get a bit hollow, but I mean, you and I both have found that one of the best ways to go about curing the hollowness or curing the lack of interest in doing something is to involve yourself with other people.
oh yeah.
And
It's really funny. It can be pretty good.
you you remember the time where we there's a I'll let Tim tell a little bit of this story, but there's a ship in the game that has a working chessboard inside the ship,
Yeah.
and we thought, okay, we have two people, one be the pilot, one be the player, and then we find somebody who would like to come and join us and play a game of chess. But the kicker is, once they walk in, we tell them if they lose, they die.
Yeah.
And most of the time that can kind of suck for people
Yeah.
because it takes a long time to get your stuff back, especially if you've
You
got stuff on
yeah.
you. Well, I don't. It turned out pretty
It was
interesting.
pretty
So,
fun. Yeah.
how did that start out again?
We the plan I think the fail is funnier than the actual success sometimes. Thinking back on it. The plan was there's these points that you can do because they haven't added ship to ship fueling, so if you run out of ship, like run out of quantum fuel instead of just killing yourself, let's say you had some cargo or you had some stuff on you that you didn't want to lose, you could go and chat, create it like a job, which is usually like a transport job or something like that if you're stuck somewhere.
Like a
Like
distress
yeah,
beacon.
like a distress beacon, and you can put like a price point and kind of give a like a general statement on what you need, and players can see it and they'll jump out. So I said, "Hey man, I'm out of gas," in all chat. I need someone to come pick us up, right? So I place a distress beacon. Some dude jumps out and he hails me. He's like, "Hey man, I'm right outside. You can jump on over." I said, "Okay man, I'll spacewalk over there right now." Right? It was a stupid decision on me, but what the plan was when I got in his vehicle, right? I was going to point my gun at him. I was going to point my gun at him in the middle of space while he's in the cockpit and say, "Hey man, let's play a game." I was gonna say, what you're gonna do right now, right? Is you're gonna get out of the ship, you're gonna spacewalk with me back over to mine, and we're gonna play a game of chess, right? If you beat me, I'll pay you 500K, right? I'll give you the 500 UEC, right? Right now. But if you lose, you pay with your life. I said, don't even think about running either.
Oh,
I
dude,
said,
wasn't I in a
yeah,
fighter?
yeah, yeah. I said, don't even think about running away. Cause 10 kilometers out, I got my boy in a armed to the teeth Andromeda, zeroed in, ready to fire. So this guy, as one would, is like, "Oh, okay, man," and then he holds backspace in the pilot seat and blows the shit, like
Yeah,
self destructs
yeah,
his ship.
self destructs.
Yeah, so at that point, I just put in chat. I was like, "Who wants to play a game?" And then someone was like, "Yeah, I do."
Our
um,
first victim.
yeah, and he was like, "What do you mean?" And we told him, "If you beat me in a game of chess, you win 500K. If you lose, you pay with your life. We gonna kill you, right?" And it ain't gonna be quick and easy. It's gonna be slow and grueling, you know?
Drag him through the
Yeah,
cargo bay,
yeah.
knock him on the floor.
But but we got him out there. Dude was a good sport. It was pretty funny. He got there. We opened the door up. Um, we were just gonna kind of post up somewhere and just play, but Josh thought it was a cool idea to like get in the ship and fly us around. So he flew us around. He got in the ship, and then we started to play our game of chess. Um, which by like you'd think like if you're playing a game of chess, it's like just move this piece. But since this game is like physics based in a lot of places, and a lot of the items are like like you pick up and place it, you would have to physically pick up each piece and like look at this chessboard and place it where you want it to go. But as we're playing this game, since Josh is flying this thing, we'll just occasionally like fall over
Oh, yeah.
because Josh flew into orbit, or not into orbit, but into atmosphere of Microtech, started flying around New Babbage, which is this like massive like FPS dump of a city. So we're sitting here playing chess at like 30, 15 frames per second, and occasionally just falling over, and I'll just, "Oh yeah, man, I'll stay down here until you're done." Like, but the dude ended up winning, so I paid him the 500K, and then I said I'll pay with my life now too.
Oh
And
yeah, so
he
we parked on the top the tall I parked the ship at the tallest building in the city, and I opened the hangar bay to an empty drop, just hundreds of thousands of feet almost. And you open the door, you get the wind like blowing past, you get the snow kind of coming in as well, and it's like oh shit, you're looking at the scale of this, and it's just wow. But somebody has to jump.
yeah.
So
I just yeah, just yeeted myself off this thing, and the dude's like, why not? And he jumped too.
I jump to, so I'm standing there alone in the hangar bay, and I see two. And the sad part is they both jumped, made it only about a quarter of the way down, and then hit the slanted part of the roof, and
Oh
they hit it, and then they
god.
didn't slide all the way off, so I could look down and I could see their bodies laying there hundreds of feet below me.
All right, bro. The game. There's so many things you can do.
Yeah,
I made some dude paid me 200K the other day, right?
200K for what?
I was I was searching. I was scouting. He was mining, like interplanetary mining for Quantanium. So he was paying me per rock, and I was flying around for maybe like an hour, less than 40 minutes. And I couldn't find one. I found one, but then the moment I found it, like at that 40-minute mark, the dude's like, "Bro, I have to go." Like he was like pissed. He was like, "I just like something came up and I just got to go." And he's like, yeah, I know you just found that thing, but here's for wasting your time." And he gave me 200K. And then I was looking for another one, and this guy was like, "Yeah, anything 30 plus, like 30K, or not 30K, but
Like 30% plus?
yeah, anything 30% plus, I'll pay you like 50 grand." And I was flying around trying to look for him for some stuff too. But like, a lot of the time, like people in that game are starting to realize like making money doesn't have to be via like in game either, because you can like send money to players too. So like there are people that own moles, which are like these massive mining ships that have like four different mining lasers that can each be operated by like a player. So people are advertising like, "Hey, if anybody has a mole, I'll be part of the crew," and usually they'll give them a percentage of the profits. So
That's pretty sweet.
yeah, there's this guy that makes like 250K per run, and like he usually gives the person working with him half. Like,
I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, I
yeah,
don't know. I know the refinery times can take
yeah.
a bit of time, but that's still pretty good money, especially if you're like a new player in the game. And that's part of the reason why I don't think that like people are like, oh, it's so far pay to win. Like
Yeah,
you
no.
could get a $20 $25 Aurora package, hop in global chat and say, hey, I want to be a crew member on a mole or a
Literally
miner.
just say I'm new and people will be like, "Oh, here's money." Like
Yeah, they throw
literally.
you money, ships, a crew invite. Like they'll invite you to their crew, give you the pay, and like
I
yeah,
mean, even in the most
it's
recent
something.
in the most recent update, they or the most recent, I guess, event, it was a Jump Town, and it's this drug running. So you can't, if you land at a station, sometimes you'll get scanned by the station, and if there's like illegal substances, you get a bounty.
You get obliterated
Yeah,
by.
yeah, they literally just blow you up. So I I said, "Hey guys, like in all chat, I was like, hey guys, I'm trying to do some runs. Like, I need some people." And I got on the Discord because they have like this Reddit. I think it's like the official Reddit
Uh
Discord, and I'm in that with like a bunch of people. So I joined in there, and I was like, "Hey guys, listen, I'm trying to run like some Jump Town. I need help. Like, I'm in a 400i. It's an exploration touring ship. Um, sure, it has two size spores, but it's not a fighter. Like, it's not a dog fighter. Like, it has really tanky shields, and if I have like fully manned turrets, I might
yeah.
be okay. But like, I can't hold my own against like a javelin or two, especially not a talon. And talons aren't even that good. But like, if it's fast, if it's too fast for my nose to not be able to keep up with you in atmosphere, I can't fly it. And Jumptown was in atmosphere, so I you know
That's
I was
hard.
like, I died like one or two times, and then I was like, I need to gear up for this, don't I? And they're like, I mean, yeah, it'd probably be good because you have to get out on foot and go inside. Like you have to get out and go
Yeah.
inside of Jumptown and like order your stuff after you have to land on the planet. So I uh I went to go buy the armor and weapons and everything.
Right.
I had no money.
No
I had
money.
nothing.
No.
I had nothing. I had no money at all. And I I I messaged them, or I said something. I was like, guys, I can't armor up. I'm sorry. I gotta like, if unless someone wants to give me some armor or something. I was like, I spent like 100K last night,
Oh
like
no.
trying to like run Jump Town, and I haven't even been able to get one run in. Right, I've been trying this for like hours, and at that very moment, one dude sent me 50K. Like, I didn't even finish the sentence. One dude sent me 50K. Two people sent me 75. Another person sent me 100.
My
I made like
goodness, man.
250K, more than I could ever make running JT in a night.
Dude, okay.
It's and I just made it. I'm like,
Imagine. Imagine, right? Now you just got me thinking. This is a tactic I used to do back in old school RuneScape, right?
Yeah.
And it's so bad. It's so bad. I do not condone stealing from people whatsoever. However, this was a method that I think in my head would work, but I don't know if I even want to tell people. First of all, if somebody comes in chat saying, "Hey, can you have me money or can you give me money?" like you should first off just verify that they're legit and
That they're new.
they're
Yeah.
actually new. But it's
Or
the
you
same.
just have enough money not to care.
Yeah, exactly. And
Like,
a lot of people do, but this is a tactic I used to do back in the day because people in RuneScape would scam people by doubling money, and the only way to verify if it was real, quote unquote real, is to do a test. Is to do like a test of like, oh, test 30K and double it. Be like, okay, and they send me 30K, and then I world hop to the
oh
next
my
to the
God.
next. It's horrible. It was horrible. That was younger me. That is not the current me, but it's horrible. But I'll be damned. That is some of the best GP per hour I made on that account ever.
Yeah.
And the fact that you jumped into a server, said, "Hey, I'm new. Can you send me money?" and made 250 grand
Yeah.
in like 5 minutes. That is the best. That's the best money you've ever you can make in Star Citizen.
Literally. Like I'm at 600K now, and like I said, I spent 40 minutes the other day doing something. Like if I kept running my other run, I'd only have like 30.
Yeah.
Like
Well, let me just say again, do not steal from other players. That is a very bad thing. Unless you're a pirate, do it legitimately. Do it in the traditional pirate way. Don't con people out of money. That is very wrong.
I mean, if you want to send me money though, I won't deny it.
Yeah, unless your account literally has no money, then yeah, maybe you can ask this global chat and see
Yeah,
if you can find yourself a sugar daddy or a sugar mama somewhere.
but
But
it's pretty funny.
yeah.
So I was like, at that point, I was like, I might as well just get off. I was like thinking, I was like, but no, I flew around for a little bit. I got upset because I got screwed over by a talent and atmosphere,
Oh
and I
yeah.
just got off. But before we go, we're gonna hit the Spotify recommended for the week. All right, Josh. Would you like to go first? Would you like to give us your music recommendations? What's on your Spotify listen to or jump back in or anything like that?
Oh goodness, we're gonna talk about Spotify. Ooh, you know what? Hit me with hit me with
I ain't playing it. This is just a review recommendations, letting the people know.
oh
Yeah.
uh my recommendation is Overexpressed by Bureaucratic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
Birocratic. I don't know how to pronounce that specifically, but Overexpressed by Birocratic.
Okay.
It's a jam.
Yeah. You should. What's your what what have you been listening to?
Um
Like what's on your recent? What's going on?
My recently played, it's been a lot of kind of like vibey electronic, but not like more mainstream stuff. It's like weird things. I've been getting into well, I've always been into it, but I love exploring like the weird like vibey side of electronic music,
Yeah.
um, like things with like instrumentation and just noises, sounds used that in it that aren't really common in a lot of other music, and not to say I listen to like banging pots and pans together and
Yeah.
screeching chairs and off time
Hey,
signatures. No,
I take
but
offense to that. Okay, I'm
what
just
do you
saying.
mean my screechy chair core?
Yeah,
um,
bro, I be listening to some obscure stuff sometimes, so
yeah, well, no, it's that's what I mean. Like it's cool to there's a lot of variety in it, and
yeah.
there's a lot of cool little gems to find that sound well and fit well in your head. But
Yeah. Yeah, no. Okay, so I'll give mine Others by No One. Others by No One is a very, very, very good.
others by no one.
Yeah, Others by No One. They're a very good Berkeley alumni jazz, like kind of jazz metal band thing. It's really cool.
Oh, is this the one you sent me the other day?
It might be. Um, they, you know, Native Construct.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, I love Native
Okay.
Construct.
This is like their spiritual successor kind of thing. Like
Uh-huh.
they're very, very similar. It's really cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. But I think we're gonna wrap up. I don't think we is there anything else you wanted to say? Do you remember anything have coming out? Oh, the Jujutsu Kaisen movie's coming out soon.
Oh yeah.
So go watch that. That's gonna be good. I think it hits theaters like the 18th or something.
Oh, and the Halo TV show comes
Oh,
out at
yeah,
the end of
it
this
does.
month, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Get out of here.
Go on.
Go. I don't
Scram.
need you here anymore. I'm done.
Get out of
Through
my
with you.
sight.
Yeah. Leave.
Hit the road.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Get going. Skedaddle.
Adios. Goodbye. Dos vidania.
Bitter batter.
Bitter batter.